All right, high rollers, let me ask you this. How tough is it to hit a 180? Recreational players, aspiring pros, heck, even you pros, ponder it for a second. Now, the professionals make it look easy, but it's not. It's very difficult. And that brings us to an amazing darts tweet, the Miracle 180, today on High Roller Radio. Recently, we told you about Owen Bryceland, a 6-year-old we affectionately call the 180 King, because last year, while practicing in his room, he did this. Very impressive. Again, he's only 6. Remember that name, Owen Bryceland, just 6. Incredible. Found an interesting thread on Reddit titled Difficulty of Throwing a 180. The Timmy Naders post here, I'm putting together a bucket list of things I want to do before I turn 18, he said. One thing that seems like a fun goal is to throw a 180. Have a board lying around somewhere. How long would it take me from scratch to achieve this? Interesting question. Interesting responses too. Intolite says, I got my first in a tournament a few weeks ago. I've been playing for 3 years now. Took me a long while to get my first, said Rex, who incidentally goes by the screen name Rex180. Didn't realize my second dart hit the treble 20, he said, so I relaxed and got the last one in as well. Congrats to both. Hashtag milestones. Well done. Okay, so now we know it takes a while to get one. In fact, some will never score the maximum, and I mean ever. Some fun facts about High Roller Radio. My grandma has one, but she played in league. My sister, meantime, never. Of course, she hardly played. Now, if we really want the skinny on that skinny little red bit, we must turn to the one and only Wikipedia Chris Kempf, who has that Twitter handle for a reason. Besides being a Twitter Darts Limerick World Champ, he is also a statistical analyst for the Professional Darts Corporation. More than 10,000 followers, he is one of the game's top stats gurus. And if you quickly search at Wikipedia and 180 on Twitter, you will find some pretty interesting facts about big league darts. How about this? The most commonly hit score in the pro game, 100. The good old ton steady darts, players get that about 13% of the time. Next up, the 140, slightly more than 10% of the time. 60 is next, 9.8% of the time, followed by the 180. Now keep in mind, this is how the likes of MVG, Gerwin Price, Peter Wright, all the way down the list, this is how they make their living. They practice hours and hours. They've honed their skills. Here's Dirk van Dijvenbode landing one in the World Grand Prix final. This is what they do. But they only toss in the perfect shot 3.5% of the time, less than 4 times in 100. In fairness, they're not always going for the 180, but even still, it's rare. Couple of great points here as well. Wikipedia admitting the old 100 plus, 140 plus, 180 breakdown is a relic of time because players switch considerably less often back in the day than they do now. It's the death knell for records of 180s, he said. Time to start counting 171, 174, and 177 on par with 180. And yes, on par in their perfectness. Wikipedia, curious, broke it down even more. The frequency of 3 treble visits, in general, a 180 is hit once every 2 legs. The alternative maximum mean time, once every 12. You get the point. Even for a trained marksman, they're tough to pin. One last thought before I bring you our amazing darts tweet. According to an article on sportsrec.com titled How to Get a 180, it says, quote, the pinnacle of an amateur dart player's game is to score 180 with 3 darts. It goes on to say, scoring a 180 takes skill and hours of practice. The truth right there. So, with all that in mind, let me show you this tweet from Darts Behind the Oki. Before I do, though, I gotta give a shout out to Darts Behind the Oki, a good mate on Twitter, DBTO, that could stand for Darting Brilliance and Terrific Observations. It has 27,000 followers on Facebook, and I do agree with that bio right there. Bang on, the very best in darts, videos, pictures, and darts news. Okay, The best or funniest things you've seen or done in darts, it tweeted, providing a classic example, starting a leg with a 180 and then following with 6 straight single ones. Ouch. Another perfect example, this reply from John Lewis. Needed a 160 to finish, he said. Hit treble 20, then went for double top, snatched at it, and got another treble 20. That's a 180, folks. It's always been a dilemma, he said. Do I claim the 180? All in good fun, of course. I might, but he never would. Well, one of the responses was absolutely amazing. From Nitin Kumar, a professional who represented India at both the PDC World Cup and the PDC World Championships. Let's marvel at this for a second, shall we? Let's marvel. Was practicing with my league team in a Dubai pub, he said. We stopped for a few beers, and a local lad playing pool casually asked for a throw. He takes the darts and hits a 180. We go mental. He replies, "What's a 180? I was trying for the bull." Are you kidding me? Think about that for a second. The difficulty, the sheer luck, 1 in a million. I wonder what Wikipedia thinks of that one. I say miracle. It's the impossible shot, folks. Random guy, 3 darts in hand, aiming at bullseye, and he scores the lot. Me and my pals would have picked him up, put him on our shoulders, and paraded him around the bar, then bought him a beer, heck, maybe 2. Thanks for the amazing tweet, Mr. Kumar. I'll take the last word there, geez, add Louise, and say, geez Louise, today on High Roller Radio.